What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about something called the mirror principle. I'm sure you all heard of as above, so below. What we're talking about today is as within, so without. So what goes on inside of you is mirrored outside of you. That's a principle that I've used quite often and quite a bit and still continue to use to this day. In order to talk about that, we have to kind of break some things down. Um, what you're perceiving as reality isn't real in the sense that you think it is. Sure, you're experiencing it. You can touch, taste, smell, see, hear, all the glorious five senses. But is that what is real? And I want to start out with sight, for instance. So I've pulled up here on Google, it says, this is about the color purple. Purple isn't considered a real color in the sense of having a specific single wavelength of light like other colors in the rainbow. It's a color that our brains create when they perceive a mix of red and blue light, which are wavelengths on the opposite ends of the visible spectrum. Because of how our visual system works, this combination of wavelengths doesn't exist on the spectrum, so our brains interpret it as the color we call purple. So your brain is making the reality of a color purple. When you touch something, you're not really touching it. The atoms and electrons and neutrons, protons, they're all actually repelling each other. So you're never actually touching anything. Your brain perceives the electrical signals of the dielectric field of that object, and so you feel it, but it's actually your brain's perception of it. So if our brains are making the reality that we exist, we could possibly change that by our perceptions, and that's exactly what I've done and continue to do, and a lot of other people as well. So when you feel as if things aren't going your way, you feel as if the world is crumbling around you, you probably think things like, oh man, I just have the worst luck. Well, you could call that the sense of paranoia. And I like to think of things as if it's always working out in my favor. If things start to seemingly go in a bad way, I just give thanks and kind of get excited. What's going to happen after this? This is going to be an amazing blessing on the other end of this, and that's called pronoia. So when I do that, everything seems to work out in my favor. And so when you have an inner world, an inner universe that is abundant, happy, blessed, you're constantly in a state of gratitude and joy. No matter what's going on around you, you have inner peace. The storms around you will seem meaningless almost, because you give meaning to everything you see. It's one of the meditations that I do continually. Is I look at different objects around the room, those pictures, that shelf, this mask. None of these objects have any meaning unless I give them meaning. So when I associate a meaning with, say, what people call a tower moment, when everything seemingly falls apart, I can give that meaning. I can think, man, the world is out to get me. Everything's falling apart. I'm never going to be able to recover. Or I can think, this is falling away so that way it can bring in what I do want. This needs to fall away so that way I can have what is best for me. That perception, that inner world of bright light, happiness, higher vibrations, that has benefited me to the extreme. Just a little bit of backstory. I'm sure I'll continue to give more backstory, more of these videos that I post. I was homeless not too long ago, drug addicted, alcoholic, was involved in gangs and all kinds of different stuff. And now I'm living a pretty awesome life, and this is just the beginning for me. And the reason why I've been able to come this far in such a short amount of time was because of one of these principles of the 7 laws of the universe and the mirror principle. The mirror principle I've taught to quite a few people, and it has helped those who are willing to do the inner shadow work. A lot of people I've noticed aren't willing to heal these days. But those who do face their shadows and rework them into strengths, and then use the mirror principle and the 7 laws of the universe through mentalism, they completely change their entire world. This is the secrets that have been kept from you. So, I implore you to try this principle, the mirror principle. Change your self-talk. Stop talking negatively about yourself. Situations arise. Stop talking negatively about the outcomes of these situations. The future does not exist. It does exist, but it exists now, everywhere. Time isn't real. Clocks are real. Time isn't. Time doesn't exist. Clocks do. So, change your perception. Allow yourself to feel as if everything is working out in your favor, no matter what happens. Release the anxiety. Release that clenching in your gut. Release your jaw. Relax. Relax your shoulders. I still do that. I still armor up. And if you do all these minor changes throughout your day, consciously throughout your day, relaxing yourself, relaxing your mind, releasing anxiety, shame, guilt, and fear, and truly believing, not just believing, but knowing that the universe is working out in your favor, you'd be very surprised on the outcome. Happy manifesting. I love you all.